Now, what makes brushing your hair creepy?
When you've got graveyard hair?
It's Crypt Keeper hair. I don't know what you're talking about.
Old people are creepy. Welcome, horrible people, to the Horrorble Opinions Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Kenny.
I'm Daniel.
I'm your sex symbol, Ryan.
And today, X gonna give it to you.
Ooh, how is it gonna give it to me?
We're talking 2022's X is gonna give it to you, swinging real low.
Hanging that dong.
Sweet chariot coming forth to plow you home.
Sweet chariot. Oh.
Let's.
This took a more awkward turn than this movie.
I know that's not possible.
Let's go choke on it, boys. Okay, and that was X. Gonna give it to you. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are going over 2022's family film, X, by Mr. Ty West, who makes some of my favorite movies. And I'm sure we're not going to tear someone apart for a bad opinion about this movie in this episode. I got a great feeling that nobody's going to let me down this time.
I got a feeling woo-hoo, that we're gonna need a new podcast host. I got a feeling.
Oh, God. Okay. Who wants to hit me with that sweet synopsis?
You guys want a Daniel synopsis?
I'd love one. Haven't had one in a while, I think.
Yeah. A hot minute.
I was banned for a while.
Fair.
Now he's back.
But I'm back, baby. Okay, let's see. Daniel's synopsis. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Group of aspiring pornographic filmmakers rent a boarding house on an old couple's property to shoot their porno film, and shit goes bad. People die. And you see old people butt.
Yeah. What's the difference between a boarding house and a guest house?
Yeah, Daniel, explain to me why this isn't just a guest house. What makes this a boarding house?
A boarding house, that you're renting that out. A guest house is just a guest house for, like, your guests, you know?
So if you just rent out your guest house one time, it automatically qualifies as a boarding house?
Yeah, legally.
Or is it only a boarding house while you're renting it out?
I don't know.
What are the property tax implications of a boarding house?
Well, I don't think this couple was paying property taxes. Judging from how they didn't want the county folks to be on their property.
Well, they're sovereign citizens.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's big then. It's still big now. I don't need a driver's license. I'm a sovereign citizen.
I demand trial by combat, much like my ancient ancestors.
No, I've seen my ancient ancestors in this movie. This might contain our first mummy battle.
You know how many times I wrote down, please don't make me watch the mummies fuck?
How many times?
Mummies
I think I wrote it 3 times, and then on the third one,
that's like Bloody Mary 3 times. That's what makes it happen.
Yeah, that's my fault, because then on the third one they did.
It's unfortunate that Ty West didn't realize that your heart probably couldn't take it. You know he can't, Ty. You know he can't.
He can. So
yeah.
Okay, Ryan has questions. Maybe you two can help answer them.
I'll answer every goddamn question you have.
There's a movie called Still Doing It that's going to cover
I was
going to
bring this up to you, Kitty, because I know you watched that in some university course. Okay, my first question is, this was my first time watching this. Had you guys seen this before?
I seen it in theaters, yes.
I haven't seen it.
All right, so Daniel and I are fresh.
we're fresh. We're young.
Fresh
as a pearl.
Oh, like there wasn't really she didn't do any perfume. It was mainly eyeshadow at that stage. So Kenny, does this watch differently on a second time?
Might actually be my third time now that I think about it, because I did watch it once when I got home. For me, no, but I also, when I seen it in theaters, I went like in the middle of the work week, like in the middle of the day, I was the only one in there. I think it would have played a little bit differently if I was surrounded by a bunch of strangers, because we get.
Oh yeah, you couldn't. If you're alone in the theater, you can just pull your meat out and do what you do.
I could, Herman my Pee-wee.
Let it dangle to the floor. Yeah.
Yeah, as it often does. And then I could have stood in front of the window flexing real proud of myself. I mean, obviously I enjoyed it better in theaters just because, bigger screen, better sound. Like I saw this at a nice
bigger mummy boobs. I gotcha.
Theater, bigger mummy boobs.
Bigger okay, there's a special word for you when you become when you hit 70 years old, when you hit 80 years
for
old.
Me?
Yeah.
Geriatric?
No, but it's like an octogenarian.
A septenarian,
something
a septarian, an octonarian.
Octonarian,
like
yeah. So there's something special about watching the buttocks of an octonarian just thrusting forth into that deep silent night.
Well, funnily enough, our family actually has mummy butts and on the male side from a very young age.
It's a little known condition known as flat butt. Yeah. Some of our male
old men.
Listeners can't see my face, but I'm not pleased.
Listeners can't see our asses, but we're trying to describe it to them.
What? No, I do. I walk everywhere.
Sure. So is this not just a live action version of the classic kids cartoon Mummies Alive, 1997 to 98? That's what I remember.
I don't even know what that is, so I'm just gonna say it is.
Look, okay, guys, fellas, gentlemen, shoot.
Okay, my first realization that there was a movie called X came from, I think, was either you or Daniel, because I had seen the Pearl commercial trailers on YouTube come across all the time saying I think it was it advertised on Hulu, maybe?
Possibly.
Somewhere, wherever you could stream it. They were pumping up Pearl. I never saw a trailer for X. And then you told me that X was a prequel to Pearl.
Pearl is a prequel to
Pearl
X.
is a prequel.
It's a prequel sequel.
I got mixed around. Okay. Now, which one of these movies came out first?
This one.
Really?
So here's the thing. Ty West...
Wait, are you guys going to spoil the prequel? Because I haven't watched it yet.
No, I'm not going to tell you anything about the prequel other than it's a prequel and who it follows.
Okay.
X was done. I believe it's getting ready to do its first film festival. They were still in, I think, New Zealand. Maybe
during quarantine.
During quarantine, Ty West mentions to A24, the production company here, who this came out during A24's ridiculously hot year last year. I mean, obviously one of their movies is doing huge in the awards, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Everything I've seen from A24 that year was fantastic. Anyway, they find out that Ty has already written a prequel to this movie, and they greenlit it before X ever saw the light of day. It follows Pearl, the old woman, back when she is younger, around Maxine, who's also played by Mia Goth. And they straight up went to her and like, hey, Mia, do you want to just stay here and film Pearl? And she's like, aw, hell yeah. So they just immediately shot that, and I was waiting for it at the end of this movie, but they didn't do it on the version I watched at home here. But literally in the end credits of X in theaters, they showed me the trailer for Pearl.
Okay.
And I thought it was like one of those like gag, like we're not going to make this movie, like here's a preview, because it was very, very funny.
Like a Grindhouse trailer on the...
Yeah, but then...
Then they did.
They did. I'm like, oh shit. And it's actually the third one will probably be coming out this year, called Maxine, with the triple X on the X there in the middle, because it's the third X movie, kind of.
Does that mean we're getting our wish of a kind of a female slasher?
No.
Okay, never mind.
I mean, it's kind of. I mean, there is a female killer in the first two movies, but it's not the same. Well, I guess there's no way Pearl's the killer in the third one. Let me put it that way. So if we have a female killer, technically.
Why not?
I mean, she gets turned into a jelly.
Okay.
In this one. Spoilers. Pearl ain't gonna make it. But I don't know the angle of the third one. I don't know if
she comes back as she was already a mummy.
That's true.
So instead of a female slasher, how should I say a female horror villain icon?
Yeah, you could argue that Mia Goth could be potentially becoming like a modern day, I don't know, Christopher Lee, Vincent Price, where she's more known for being the horror villain. If she continues on
rather than it being a character, it's an actress, yeah.
Yeah, like I guess eventually what Robert Englund got into after he left Nightmare on Elm Street. He still did a whole bunch of when he was like villainous kind of roles.
Yeah,
A little bit.
I like his turn to good though. I love his friendly professor.
Jack
and,
Brooks. That's
Jack Brooks. Oh my god. Oh gosh. Oh golly gee, Jack, you okay? Oh, I see. You want a passing grade. Okay.
so. Then watching this movie, the moment when old Mummy Pearl stabs RJ in the neck would have really just come out of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Came out of nowhere for me.
Me too. Jaw dropping, and then she kept doing
Is
it. And then
Grandma
we got
spry?
blood spurting, and wow. Okay.
Beautifully. They got like 2 shots of the blood like perfectly splattering up on the headlights of the van, and I'm just like, the wise words of an old man I know. Cinema.
All right. So Daniel, you liked it. How'd you feel about this movie, Daniel?
I loved it.
You loved it. All right. And Kenny?
Absolutely loved it. But honestly, there's not a whole lot that Ty West has done that I don't love.
I thought he was going to say there's not a whole lot that he doesn't love.
That too.
Period.
But I like
Not a whole lot I don't love.
not a whole lot I don't love. Ty West is one of my favorite horror directors. Period. I can watch The House of the Devil any day of the week, and probably The Innkeepers as well.
You know what? Ty West is one of my favorite horror editors.
He's one of those directors that when he directs something, like he has a vision. It's very well. I mean, you watch a Ty West movie and you're like, God damn, that was a Ty West movie.
He is the literal best at what he does.
And what he does is not very nice.
What he does is slow and methodical and good.
And much better paced than
Hellblazers.
This is a professional here.
All right, here we go. People who made Hellblazers, watch this movie or any Ty West movie to figure out how to pace your movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this movie came out before Hellblazers too.
You gotta do your homework, you know?
You gotta do your cooking by the book.
No, you can't be messing up your pacing.
Yeah. Ryan, did you like this movie?
Yes, I did.
Oh, thank God.
They didn't love it.
Did you like any of it?
Love it. So that's why I'm asking Kenny, how does it hold up on a second viewing? Because first viewing, I think it's not overly complicated, and
it's not.
So the interesting thing is you have to fill in some backstory for Pearl. They give you enough that you can figure out what's going on, and then you add your own details to it, which I kind of think is better than just explaining it all out to you in the movie.
So yes.
So this whole thing is just like a view on what happens when you don't bring it home to your woman. Is that what this is?
If you stop laying down the pipe, she's gonna find another plumber. But it's more than that. I have never seen a movie set up a prequel so goddamn well. Because Pearl didn't just wake up like this. Like they explained to us in the movie, her husband.
she didn't get all her hair ripped out like one of them old dolls with the white stuff.
They both got graveyard hair. There's not much you can do.
I'm gonna say Crypt Keeper.
First off, he's got Reggie from Phantasm hair.
Fair. Okay. Yeah.
And he just kept it.
Well, you'd be proud of that. Now, I think it would be fun if this would have been played like the old guy, if you did like a Dick Van Dyke, Mary Tyler Moore thing where they were playing Pearl and Howard.
So
I think we were missing Courage the Cowardly Dog somewhere in here.
Oh my God, yeah. This actually, I feel like I've seen this house before, man. It looked like, parts of it looked like one of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre houses. Upper basement landing, maybe not necessarily the basement itself, but that could have been too, looked like the basement from the first Conjuring.
Sure.
Like that house, like the main house, not the boarding house, looked very, very familiar. Howard, okay. Howard was in the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Was he one of the orcs?
Grishnock in the Two Towers.
That sounds like an orc.
Gorebag in Return of the King.
Those sound like orcs.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. You guys have seen them. It makes sense, though. Filmed in New Zealand and all that.
Good luck finding someone in New Zealand who hasn't been in a Peter Jackson production.
Challenge me to find one.
Lucy Lawless. There you go.
Well, speaking of Peters, we finally seen some.
Well, when they're driving there, you see a big old cock on the road.
That's true. And the drinking game for this movie is every time you get a shot of a cow or cows, you have to drink.
They did love their cow shots.
65 cents a gallon for gas.
Hey, are you reading my notes, you son of a bitch?
Oh, no?
So when the movie starts off, those bugs are really fucking loud.
Yeah, they got cicadas down there or something.
Yeah, so we get the opening shot. Well, not the opening shot, but the opening scene, really, of some cops showing up at the aftermath of our movie, showing a couple dead bodies, but not really giving away too much. Like, all the dead bodies are not necessarily in focus or completely on camera. We get, the question we asked the sheriff or whatever, like, what do you think happened here? He's like, I don't fucking know. So, do you guys like movies that open with the aftermath of what we're about to watch?
I liked it because what I did was I counted the number of bodies and I memorized where they were, so that then when people started dropping, I was like, okay, that's 1, he's there. That's 2, he's there. That's 3, there. Stuff like that.
Yeah, Daniel, I did the same thing.
Things.
It's kind of like the Hellraiser issue where you start off with an explosive scene and then the rest of the movie is a slow burn. So for this type of movie, having the clear, this is where this is going, did keep me engaged to wonder, how are these characters gonna get to that outcome?
These kind of openings, I think they really mostly only work in horror or action films. As long as you're not clearly showing who's dead. Whose dead is it anyway? But obviously it would work in a rom-com when you open seeing the guy and the girl there and they have 3 kids or something. Like, yeah, they got together.
I disagree.
You know how it is.
I disagree.
You think that would work fine? I think that would kill it for me. I think in a horror flick, in a flicka show.
Well, the problem with most rom-coms is they're shit, but if you did that in a good one...
They did it for How I Met Your Mother, but then never showed the mother.
Like I said, most are shit. That'd be one of them.
Have you seen a horror movie where they've done the aftermath up front and then the rest of the movie was just terrible?
I'm sure I have.
I can't think of any,
Okay,
but maybe that's because I just forgot them because they were bad.
Probably because it requires a level of confidence in your filmmaking that everything is going to line up in a way to make that opening make sense, right? And I would say a lot of movies don't have that confidence.
Depending on if it was scripted, this is how we're going to open the movie. And then that would mean that you're pretty confident no one's going to come in and screw with your editing, screw with your script.
Right. Because, this was edited by Ty West. All Ty West stuff is edited by Ty West. So he has 100% control. So he knows what he's doing.
Right, his movies are, his babies, like from top to bottom, written, directed, edited. I wouldn't be surprised.
I
if
think
they're fucking scored by him.
Without the opening shots of all the dead bodies under the sheets, which actually we don't see any of the gore, we're just seeing bloody sheets at this point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Without that, if you just start the movie off with Maxine, this is not a horror movie. It's not a horror movie for a really, really long time. So
the only thing giving it away is just the fact that, it's supposed to be.
You need that to set the expectation for what level of suspension of disbelief you might need, or what the tone is gonna be.
So
how you should be approaching this.
They reference Psycho in the movie, and I would say without that opening scene, this would be just like Psycho.
Yeah, so they're basically just letting you know right off the bat that X is in fact going to give it to you.
Well, it's been a while, but
now,
yeah.
Yeah.
Cobwebs.
R.I.P. X. So I love a good timepiece, a good,
like a good watch.
Yeah, a good watch. Ticking into the.
Love a good TikTok.
TikTok. I'm all about the TikToks.
Kesha.
Yeah, on the clock. So anything set in any bygone era gets extra points for me, because especially when they do it well. Now, I assume with our past history that you guys also assumed that this happened in the Reagan era, because we don't know when that actually is.
Daniel looked it up once.
It's 82 to 90, baby.
Yeah, when did this take place?
This is 79.
79.
So this is pre-Reagan.
Yeah.
Well, he was alive.
I would hope that he was, in fact, alive before becoming president, because that raises questions.
He got the Jason treatment where someone.
Why did we elect this dead person?
Someone
as
electrocuted
president?
his dead corpse, and we had a ghoul.
Ryan, you grew up in the 70s.
I sure
remember
did.
That blue eyeshadow?
That is the sweetest shade of blue. Name a flower that's blue.
Her
Lilac
freckles
lilies
are really, really cool. She doesn't actually have those, does she?
I don't think she does. If she does, they're covered up more often than not. They're very prominent. Like there's some nice big clusters of them on the like upper area towards her eye.
Yeah,
like,
it's just on one side of the face. It's very unique.
Yeah, it's fun.
Gorgeous.
It's fun. Well, she's gonna be a star. She does the same thing I do. Like every morning, I wake up, I go look in the mirror, I do a little bump of coke.
Okay, good.
I'm a fucking sex symbol. Okay.
You gotta psych yourself up. I know. Morning routines.
Fucking sex symbol. Yeah. Look, we got an all-star cast here.
Yeah, we got Ryan, we got Daniel, we got Kenny. That's it. That's all you need, baby.
We got Mia Goth had herself a year, last year for, well, obviously X and Pearl like really showcased her, but she was kind of had a little horror big time coming out party last year. She did something else. What was it? Oh, Infinity Pool came out this year. That's a fucking trip. She before that though, she'd been in like the Suspiria remake, which if you guys haven't checked out was pretty fun. She was in A Cure for Wellness. She pretty much almost exclusively horror. If you go through her work history there, we've got a pre-Wednesday Jenna Ortega. So at the time, I didn't really know who she was because she popped up in a bunch of things. But it wasn't until after Wednesday where I really like, oh yeah, I know your face. But she had already been like in the 2022 Scream, Studio 666. Those are both things I watched that year. She was in the sequel to The Babysitter.
Oh, she was. You're right.
Yeah, and I'm just like, holy shit, I've been seeing you everywhere.
We should do the Babysitter movie. Those are fun.
We should. Those are fun. We've got Brittany Snow, whose most prominent thing, probably the Pitch Perfect series, which I didn't expect her to show up in this and just go to town.
Oh, is that why she could sing?
That's why she could sing. Do you still not watch the Pitch Perfect movies?
No, but I know it's right up the Daniel alley.
Because
that's got Anna Kendrick, right?
That's got your girl in it. Yeah, so that was weird when you see someone who's mostly, well, at least what I've seen, playing pretty goody. Then we've got Jackson, who I'm like, I recognize this actor, and he's killing it. Jackson was our big hunky stud for the porn film. And we get to the credits. This is probably like a big reveal to me because I'm like, I fucking know who you are. You're acting your ass off in this. And the credits roll by. It's motherfucking Kid Cudi.
Oh.
Daniel,
I'm sure Ryan
Kid Cudi? Yeah.
Familiar. Kid Cudi.
It's a rapper, right?
It's a rapper.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he kills it. I didn't know he was acting. I went back and looked. He pops up in a couple things. He's like in 4 episodes of Westworld. He's in one of the Creepshow segments. So I'm like, so yeah, I'd let him act again. He killed it. Then after that, I don't really recognize too many of the other people. You got Martin Henderson playing Wayne, doing his best Matthew McConaughey type character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd seen him before, so I don't know, but it's a solid little cast he's got himself here. Like, I don't know that Ty necessarily always works with the biggest people, but yeah, no, this was banging. This was good. Great cast, great director. It'd be hard to fuck this up, and he didn't.
No, I think it would have been easy to fuck this up.
No, I meant for Ty. For someone else to fuck it up, it would have been easy. I'm saying, like, nah, Ty's not gonna. This ain't gonna be his egg. Unless you like eggs, then it's a big egg.
His egg?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
An egg. You're gonna lay an egg, like a dud.
Oh, okay.
But eggs are good, so I'm saying don't put your feet on the dash.
Why?
Who put their feet on the dash? Was it Maxine?
Maxine had her feet all up on the dash while they're driving around in the sweet van.
What's your problem with that? I don't understand. Is this another weird Kenny thing?
No, man. You ever seen the accident x-rays after people crash their cars with their legs up on the dash?
Well, this is like 79. I don't even think there are seatbelts, so...
doesn't matter. Seatbelts or not. Their legs on the dash, you get pushed forward and your legs basically get shoved up into your body, causing some very, very interesting bone breakage.
Well, just don't crash. Don't crash, stupid.
I mean, do your legs look like slinkies at that point, or?
It's bad. You should look up.
No, I won't.
I'm
don't
good.
tell me what to do. I'd rather watch mummies fuck.
Yeah.
And you will.
Nah, I'm just kidding. You know how Kenny finds like relationship drama awkward and upsetting. This movie has made me realize that I find old people terrifying and gross, and I don't want them to touch me.
This movie does, like, Ty does what Shyamalan couldn't do
For
A really
for
awkward
making
sex
old
scene.
making old people truly scary, creepy.
Well,
Because look,
now-
the visit,
well, The Visit, that's a different.
That's a
that's a
different
different
thing.
kind. But they're
Is this just old people exploitation? Because you're saying they're creepy.
exploitation.
Because what are they doing initially? What are they doing that makes them creepy? I should ask.
They're being
They're
old.
existing while
Just being old. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
I'm creeped out by the old people before they do anything.
We keep saying mummy battle and stuff like that. That's just a reference to Party Down. So look, I'm saying we didn't invent being creeped out and grossed out by old people. It already existed. And he plays on our being uncomfortable with old people here. But you know what? Old people, they're still doing it. They still get it done. I think this is a celebration of old people.
This is a sex positive movie with no age. Well, there are age limits, but no
Yeah, we
like
don't go
age,
down.
no age cap.
There's an age
no
floor,
age cap,
but no age
There's
ceiling.
a floor, but no ceiling.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's good.
That is like
That
the movies basically say, look, everyone's doing it until you have to like kidnap people and stick them in your basement to do it. Sometimes that's just human nature.
Hey, you gotta
That's where we're
gotta
at.
get your rocks off somehow. You know.
So here's gonna come my first question. Well, another one of my questions I have. Here we go. All the characters. We get to the house, so we have the intro shotgun scene with Howard, where he's all like, "Oh, I'm old. I forget shit. Okay,
Yeah.
you want to rip my place? Okay, don't worry, my shotgun's not even loaded. Sure, old man. Yeah, we believe that.
Scrotum
Hey,
shotgun.
look, I've got a gun in my glove box for the same thing. It's also not loaded.
Only problem is he was telling the truth.
Yeah, I said I bet that shotgun's loaded.
I thought it was too. He gets them all into the guest house or the boarding house, as Daniel would say. And then we have he doesn't like the cut of their jib. He doesn't like the look of their faces.
He's like, you know what? I don't like you.
I don't like
I don't
you.
think I like any of you.
Now, so we'll later find out that they have already kidnapped one person to hold them in their basement as a sex slave for Pearl, is what I'm assuming. Was Wayne
Yeah.
now? And Howard only spoke to Wayne and only thought Wayne was coming. Was Howard supposed to be an intended victim for Pearl?
You mean Wayne?
What did I say?
Howard's Pearl's husband.
What did I say?
I
say lots
I
of
believe
things.
Wayne. You say lots.
You
of
just
things.
mixed
I
up
believe
some names like you do because you're
Mr.
old
You
and
always
you
get
know.
all
Wayne.
men
Mr.
mixed
Wayne.
up. I do believe Wayne was supposed to be her next
And
sex victim.
now-
and that's a good one, a good choice, because he fills out his tidies.
Annoyed because this is gonna be a lot more work. All these people.
Yeah, he might not even be able to get it done. He's not as young as he used to be, but don't worry, Grandma's still spry.
How much is that grandma in
she's
the window?
sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's sneaky as shit.
I thought
popping
that
up places.
her DNA was the DNA they used to create Solid Snake.
Well, I mean, Howard does kind of look like an old Liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Liquid Ocelot, maybe.
Yeah.
War economy.
I like how the porn actress has a better idea for the angles than the student filmmaker when they have Jackson pumping gas. She's like, if you shoot it from over here, it'll look like he's pumping the gas.
That's
with
why
his penis.
collaboration in filmmaking is so important.
I was actually surprised RJ, the film student director, took the direction really well. Instead of being like this, I was like, oh, very big of you. I'm glad you adapt well to situations.
Yeah, he definitely adapts well to situations.
Yeah.
This is where, if we were watching this porn film, we would have said, oh, look how the angle of the nozzle is inserted into the orifice of the van. It is a symbolic of his member. And we would have the creators of this fine piece to say, yes, that was exactly our intention. So I think every
Really?
time,
That's your thought you would have if you were watching this porn movie?
Okay, look, Daniel, you might not be watching the right pornos because there's a lot of symbolism.
This is nouveau
you know,
cinema.
Listen, we're gonna show the world that just because it's a porno doesn't mean it can't be cinema.
Now, is that Ty West saying just because it's a horror movie doesn't mean it can't be cinema?
I didn't think about that, but
Now that you say it,
yeah, probably, maybe.
I mean, we're past that
he
point,
could be
right?
saying that, but we're past.
Ty makes cinema. Okay, if you can stomach horror and watch any Ty West movie, you can't tell me they're not beautifully shot. Beautifully, the sets are gorgeous. It's just the attention to detail is amazing. Like I love Ty West movies.
Is the TV preacher the doomsayer?
I would say
Because
no.
when they go in the gas station, he's warning about the dangers of sex and that it'll lead to your downfall.
Kind of.
I mean, kind of, but in general, but he's not straight up telling them to stay away from this particular place, but he is saying stay away from these actions, but obviously they could have gone there and not been fucking, and they still would have died.
Yeah, that's what I like
True.
about him, because what he's saying, Daniel, we think it applies to the people who are about to make the porn movie.
But it applies to Pearl and, yeah.
You got it. It applies to the people we didn't suspect. Those sexual deviants.
The people we didn't know were making a porn movie.
Just a different kind of one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important to call out that RJ calls his girlfriend, Lorraine, who everyone refers to as Church Mouse, a prude because she kind of realizes they're filming a pornographic film and she came to help him and she didn't realize that's what they're doing.
Seems like something you'd want to tell her.
It's smut.
So you're a prude.
Yeah, I mean,
Lorraine.
Why wouldn't you, if like just a heads up? I don't know.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, we're gonna record people fucking. Don't worry. She doesn't get a lot of say in that relationship. It's fine.
Well, she sure does by the end.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she does. I identified with
Lorraine?
Howard as he walks them over. No, as he walks them over to the boarding house and gets really winded. Look, walking's hard, man.
What?
Okay.
I don't know. A lot of people do it every day, though. Are you calling them heroes now?
We call them heroes. Speaking of heroes,
hey, listener, you're a hero. Keep on walking.
Well, Howard is a hero because he was in World War One
and World War II.
Is flat feet really such a horrible condition that it would legitimately prevent you from marching and shooting a gun?
Shooting a gun, no. Marching, I don't know. I don't have flat feet.
I don't know why you need to march to begin with, but whatever.
Well, you got to get from point A to point B.
Drive a car.
That was Wayne's excuse for not being a soldier. He's like, oh, I got the flat feet.
I feel like you might as well have just said I had bone spurs.
Well, that wasn't popular then.
Yes, it was.
But we find out Jackson, Vietnam vet.
He did 2 tours.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was used to dealing with farmers pointing guns at him.
Yeah.
I feel like he should have been a lot less trusting of old white people.
He's the fucking man. I don't think he trusts people. I think he trusts himself.
I think he should have been a lot less trusting of creepy people. And 2, I kind of feel like he should have anticipated, at his demise when he sees that the flashlight not with Howard, but Howard is able to sneak up on him. That should set off your spider senses pretty quickly.
100%.
Old people are sneaky. Plus, at that point, though, Jackson had been given it multiple times that day. He's probably tuckered out. His spider senses are drying on that towel.
You think his spider senses were drained?
He didn't have enough spider web left.
Not enough spider juice to
catch any bad flies. Okay. All right.
Yeah. After Howard takes Wayne and the gang over to the boarding house, he's standing there staring at all of them, kind of has some little introductions. It's like, I don't think I like you people. Well, I also don't think I like a lot of people, and one day I hope to be old enough to just say that to all of them to their faces. The benefits of being old.
Well, just make sure you get their money before you say it.
Yeah, get the money first. That's business. Good business. Howard leaves. And then they're like, all right, let's get to fucking, after Church Mouse is like, he doesn't know what we're doing here, does he? And they're like, nope, they don't know we're here filming a porno. So we think that's got to be
better to beg for forgiveness than permission.
That's right. Classic. Yeah. Fucking finally. That's what they say, not me. Then we do our boning. We're getting to Bone Town. Jackson's giving it to Bobby Lynn. And then you hear some pitch perfect moans. Ha! I'm here all week. I'm going to be giving these types of jokes and many more on this hit podcast called Horrorble Opinions.
So, as someone who hasn't watched any of the Pitch Perfect movies, what is that a reference to?
The fact that the movie's called Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect. And Brittany Snow, Bobby Lynn, is one of the stars of Pitch Perfect.
Oh, and Pitch Perfect is a singing movie?
Yes. The title would probably infer that.
Does she?
Or it's a baseball movie.
Can she sing?
Ooh.
She does in this movie.
She sings in the movie, Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? No, this movie.
Oh my God. No, yeah, yes.
Landslide.
The moment when I just sat down and stopped, when
I'm like, what are you doing making porn? You're a singer.
She's a star.
My God. I'm just sitting. Yeah, at that moment, I'm like, I just sat down and listened and watched. I'm like, what is this?
We're having a moment here.
I'm
So
like, is this a reimagining of the Stevie Nicks
Well,
story?
before
What is
that,
this?
this is important. While the first bone session is going down, we get Maxine wandering around the property, and she goes for a little swim, and we're introduced to Scrotum's alligator.
Yes, it's Scrotum Skater, which I think officially makes this part of the Croc cinematic universe.
100%.
100%.
Oh.
Because that old couple might not even be an old couple. They could just be giant goblins.
Wait, is this the old couple that goes to the wedding?
They're time
No, they're
travelers.
smaller.
Yeah, time traveling goblins.
They're size changers.
Or these are the
Easy.
grandparents of those goblins.
I was disappointed during the lovemaking scene because, I guess it wasn't lovemaking. We're shooting a porno during the fucking.
Yeah, they're very.
That we get.
Wayne is very clear about why he's okay. Why he's okay with his eventually his girlfriend, having sex on film with this guy when he's explaining it to Church Mouse is because this is not lovemaking. This is a job.
Yeah. But we don't get to see Big Cudi, and I wanted to see Big Cudi because we're all about equal opportunity nudity here.
That's true.
So
You know what I once? Where did I hear this somewhere? That an erect penis turns your movie into a porno movie. That you can't show that in theaters. You can have a
I don't
flaccid
understand
one.
why.
But I think, and I forget where I heard this or read this, and that's why we never.
Why is
usually
it the
see
most terrifying thing, and we can't show it?
Because it comes at you like a javelin in 3D, trying to poke you in the eye.
Look,
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true or not, but one of the movies I mentioned for Mia Goth, Infinity Pool by Brandon Cronenberg that came out this year, apparently
he shows him
Alexander
ejaculating.
Skarsgård ejaculating,
I'd like to see that.
camera. It might be a stunt dick, but apparently it shows it.
Stunt dick or not, show it to me.
Okay, so now that movie, was it released to theaters with that scene?
Yeah, limited release, theatrical release. I don't think it was nationwide.
What was the rating?
Don't know for sure.
I mean, that would get a X rating.
Well, I mean,
One would
these
say.
days,
Or an
what is the
NC-17.
difference? What is the difference between an R and anything beyond?
Rock hard
In terms
penis.
of-
You want to feel mine,
In terms
Daniel?
of your audience. Yeah, feel it.
people are gonna want to see this. Feel my penis, and he does.
Rock hard.
He's very proud of his work.
He is. Jackson says, "Stay in your lane" to the director, and I feel like that's a more modern saying, but maybe it's not. But I was like, okay, whatever. While we have Maxine in the pond or lake or body of water, we see some sneaky ass old lady floating around in the background there, and it's like, look at her moving around all sneaky and whatnot.
She is a sneaky snake.
She just pops up everywhere, and I love that.
A sneaky snake.
But she looks so brittle.
Pliskin.
She does, but Grandma's spry.
I mean, she could be. Now, I didn't know initially that the actress playing Maxine was also playing Old Lady Pearl. I didn't
know that either.
Yeah, when I saw Pearl, I just went, it was like Uncanny Valley almost, because I'm like, wait, what? You look like her, kind of. What?
Uh-huh.
And then later I
is
found
great.
out they're played by the same actress, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what a fucking great time you had on this movie.
Uh-huh. And then it makes sense why Pearl is kind of obsessed with Maxine, because Maxine is what most reminds her of herself when she was younger, and Pearl is in love with herself. Yeah, that was a Lake Placid looking lake, and then the gator comes out, and they have that overhead shot of the body of water.
Shot.
It's fucking awesome. And
So
she's swimming
good.
Back, and then the gator casually
just-
just starts coming up into the shot slowly towards her.
His little
and then you get
tail
another-
just swimming back and forth, just a little.
Then you get a nice like water level shot from the dock,
And you can
following her.
you
to
can
see it in the
barely see
background.
that. Oh my.
So
good.
so good, and then simultaneously the lovemaking scene is going back in the boarding house, and they finish that up, and then Bobby Lynn tosses the sex towel over there and almost hits the church mouse. I thought that was
I laughed.
rule number 1: watch where you throw the cum towel.
Well, she did. That was on purpose, because Church
It was on
Mouse has
purpose.
been eyeballing them the entire time once she found out what kind of movie they were making. And it seems
Oh,
like
yeah.
she's not approved approving of it.
Eyes are being opened. Maxine encounters Pearl after she gets out of the water before she gets eaten by the crocagator. They, old lady, we gotta help her back to the house. I don't remember if Howard has told them that his wife is unwell.
The old lady's at the house. Maxine sees her as she's coming back to the boarding house, and then the old lady does the weird come hither.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Come closer. Come, my child, come close. She looks just like a wicked witch. Straight out of, like a Snow White, just in that house, just with her hand
very
gestures.
ageist of you, Ryan.
Me
because
personally?
she's just an old lady.
Me personally, I ain't going.
I ain't going either. The guy, Howard told us not to mess with his wife. Don't mess with her. I feel like, though, okay, so Pearl has some lemonade with Maxine. I feel like I've had lemonade out of that pitcher and those glasses before. If not, something very similar. Like, I was like, that pattern, okay. I know these glasses. I just thought that was nice.
Okay. That tells me you haven't updated your
not recently.
Cutlery and drinkware in a while, I guess. I don't know.
Also, while they're in the kitchen...
Well, when they go into my kitchen, or their kitchen, sorry, not my kitchen.
I seen the mugs hanging on hooks underneath the cabinets, and I remembered, like, oh, that's a thing I could do. I've got a lot of mugs.
Well, think about it. So, like, you've got all that ceiling space, right?
Mugs everywhere.
Especially if you were a gecko.
Oh, gecko person would just be able to, like, grab their mug on the ceiling.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Wasted potential.
Yeah. Maxine and Pearl have this weird little moment. Maxine gets her chance to nope out of there, and she does, and then finds out we're going to lose the light, so she better get at it. It's time for her scene. Runs, fixes herself up, does another little bump of coke. She won't accept a life she doesn't deserve. And then Howard...
They're making their own American dream.
Hell yeah. And then Howard gets back home and sees the 2 glasses of lemonade at the table. And is like, uh-oh, Howard ain't gonna like this. Howard's the problem here. He's trying to contain Pearl, and that's clearly what's happening.
I thought, Howard is trying to contain Pearl. I thought, so one of the synopses for this movie somewhere I read, it made me think that because they came to this place to make their porno film, and the elderly couple figured out they were making it, that was the reason this elderly couple was killing them, out of some like puritanical notion of morality, right? We're gonna cleanse the evil out of you sinners. That's what I thought this movie was going to be.
That's what I thought this movie would be too, as well. Also, in addition.
However, I mean, but once Howard sees the 2 glasses, he's aware that someone has come to the house, but he doesn't leave the house to go confront anybody.
Right.
So what's his plan here? Just to wait and see what happens? Maybe
he's a military vet. He knows he's got to get him isolated. He can't win that battle going at him all at once. That shotgun doesn't hold that many shells. Clearly, he knows what he's doing. So that gets the further setup. Like, oh no, Howard is going to go off our people here.
That's what I thought.
It's great. Little misdirection. We cut back. We see another cow. Got to take a shot every time some cows are shown. Remember, in all honesty, if they're fucking around there near those cows, so they don't know, someone's going to get hurt. Cow's going to do a kick or something. That's dangerous.
Oh, yeah. The lusty milkmaid scene. I thought, no, I don't think you should be near those cow legs. They're going to get spooked and kick you right in the head.
Thankfully, they didn't just try to milk the cow themselves. They actually just dumped over some milk in a pitcher.
Good call, I think. Good call.
They start talking about they're filming the scene, and like, oh, Daddy will come home. You won't like Daddy when he's angry. And I'm like, Farmer Hulk. We've invented the
Farmer
Hulk.
Hulk
Was in a porno. Farmer Hulk. They're doing that same time. Pearl's back in the house doing creepy old lady things like brushing her hair and then putting on the blue eyeshadow that she's seen on Maxine.
Now, what makes brushing your hair creepy?
When you've got graveyard hair?
It's Crypt Keeper hair. I don't know what you're talking about. Now, it's just creepy because she's creepy. Yeah,
people are creepy.
It's just weird.
It's cinema.
Because it's slow.
This movie...
You think the hair's going to come out?
Yes, I did. This movie didn't scare me, but this movie did. It was a creeper.
It was a creeper.
It was a big old creepy movie.
Which is
which I think is a more lingering sensation.
Watch it linger. She does a creepy thing, and then she flies out to the barn at some point and peeks through while they're filming the scene, and that gets more of the, okay, maybe she's kind of into it, maybe someone's gonna kill these people. I don't know. But she gets back to the house after watching them film their scene, and she encounters Howard. Pearl encounters.
She tries to seduce Howard, and I'm like, oh, am I gonna have to watch these two mummies fuck?
Yeah, and Howard's like, my heart can't handle it.
My heart can't handle it.
And I'm like, you look at Pearl and like, you're gonna turn into dust anyway. Then we get our shot.
That's so harsh, bro.
There's more than one way to break a hip, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, but he's he was just way too dismissive of her. Look, so Wayne says people are gonna watch this porno film, in the privacy of their own homes, not being judged because it's gonna turn them on, and that's what they really want. Pearl sees live action, and what does it do?
Yeah.
Reignites the sparks, turns her on,
Yeah.
so she goes. She does her starts trying to do her...
Does a little dance, yeah.
Puppet, zombie mummy dance, but
she doesn't have a full range of motion.
She doesn't, but she's trying to, I don't know.
She's trying.
Like a skeleton trying to undress. And I think Howard should have not been so...
His heart can't take it, Ryan.
But he doesn't have to be so mean. I don't know.
Well, he's like, we talked about this.
I will
die.
I do not want to dick you. I want to live more than I want to dick you down, old woman.
There's more than one way to skin a cat. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
I'm just saying, Howard. There were
Howard
other things that we could be doing that would not affect Howard's heart.
Have you seen Pearl? If he's doing anything extra with her, that heart is going to get pumping. It ain't about him throwing down the pipe.
Oh,
it's about him getting
Pearl's
excited
a
in general.
fine-looking mummy.
Yeah, I've seen worse.
I've seen better.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't think Knocks in a Moon was going to make
better
it to
mummies for sure. You ever seen the Brendan Fraser movie, The Mummy? The mummies in that were smoking.
That you shouldn't smoke if you're a mummy. You're probably really dry, and any
that is true. But they look moist in that movie.
Very damp,
gooey, very gooey.
Juicy.
Yeah.
We got our main cast back there basking in the evening. They were eating their sandwiches, and Church Mouse is staring over at the stars of the film. And Maxine's like, it's rude to stare. Like, what are you doing? Like, calling her out. Like, you judging us? And Wayne's like, well, hold on. No, like, don't call her out like that. This is new to her. And they're like, nah, man, let me cook. Why are you staring at us? And that's when we get Maxine like, so you're okay with them laying the pipe down on your girl? Yeah.
Just say Wednesday.
Wednesday.
My gibberish mind is infectious.
It's just work. It's not love. Like, hey, as long as it's on the camera, okay? And then she
expresses an interest in being in the movie.
And being on the camera.
And being on the camera.
RJ, who was all calling her a prude earlier,
he's all like, no,
you can't do this.
You can't do that.
Says who?
The script?
Look,
you're not in the script.
We can't change it in the middle. Oh, but your favorite movie, Psycho, changes it. Well, that's different. It's like they're here just for tits and ass, RJ.
And?
A big dick.
Whoa, Lorraine.
Oh, who's the prude now?
I thought she was doing this to prove a point to RJ only. That really, he said he's okay making this movie. He's okay making it, but he's not really as open-minded about it as he's trying to play off.
Well, it's because
But if you watch her face when they're filming the scenes, you see that she's into it.
She's actually into it. She's not judging. RJ...
Or is that your projection upon her?
No, well, maybe, but...
It's an interesting... She's... maybe not into it, but she's interested in what's going on. This is all new to her because clearly she's been,
I would say I did not see her disgusted or recoil.
Correct. Right. Yes.
Okay. Wayne,
she's intrigued,
who has to keep everything together, pulls RJ outside because RJ's freaking the fuck out here. I love this kind of awkward. RJ's a dick. I'm okay watching him squirm, and I love how the rest of the characters are sitting there watching this go down. Like, oh, here it's happening. Wayne pulls RJ outside. RJ's freaking out, and she's not like the other girls in there. She's a good girl. And Wayne's like, hold on,
there are no good girls in there.
But basically, like, look, man, you're not better than us. We're just people. So that's why RJ's okay with filming this stuff with everyone else here, because he thinks they're beneath him. You can film them doing it. It's fine. It's fine. Wayne says a line here, which I think is great. Not really accurate, but it's a great line. He says, "You ain't been 42, and I have been 23. So maybe you should listen up." Now,
that's a good line.
Age doesn't equal wisdom. Age doesn't equal wisdom.
Especially when someone's trying to convince you to let your girlfriend be in your porno film.
Well, it's not let, he doesn't have any control over what she does.
Wayne does. Wayne is the producer of the film.
Wayne does, yeah.
Oh, you're right. The way I said that is wrong.
RJ, yeah, wanted to not let her. But I mean, how could she not? You got RJ, and then you got Jackson flexing over there in the window after the scene. Like, how could she not want a piece of that chocolate? I wanted a piece of that chocolate. So then RJ comes back in the house.
He's a beautiful man, I will say.
We get back in the house. No, he's good.
He can put some more masks on.
We'll see his mask later.
That's true.
We get back in the house. Lorraine's already stripped down in the bed. They're like, we already figured out the scene. We adjusted the script. RJ's in there. He's pulling up the camera. You see the tears in his eyes already.
And I like that the guy's doing his pregame pump. Get his muscles pumped up. He's doing some push-ups. Yeah.
Now, it would have been nice. I don't know when Wednesday started filming and everything. I'm sure she probably already knew she was...
If her underwear had said Wednesday on it instead of Sunday?
Yeah, because her underwear said Sunday. Also, did people actually have one of those for every day of the week? Or you only have the one day?
Well, they maybe, but here's where we reveal this scene takes place on a Friday. What is she doing? Change your underwear.
Crusty.
Ew.
RJ's crying. He's filming it. They don't go too much into this scene. They cut out of it, and then RJ can't deal. He's crying in the shower.
Crying in the shower.
Crying in the shower. Yeah, everyone else in the house is in their bed sleeping, right?
RJ's crying in the shower, which is great. No one can see your tears in the
It was so funny.
But you know
am I supposed to laugh at this? Because I did.
Well, that's like nobody can see your tears in the shower. They can still hear you though, so maybe don't.
Well, no, they can't hear you because that's the shower noise. They can't hear you.
No,
you think they can't hear you, Daniel? Mm.
They can hear you. I've heard you cry in the shower, Daniel.
Yeah.
RJ gets out of there. He heads out. First off, who left the meat and the mayo out on the counter? That's gonna go bad. I don't appreciate that.
That seems like a cokehead move, so I'm gonna say Maxine.
I don't trust cokeheads with my food. You're right. RJ bounces. He goes out there, gets in the van, which is parked back next to the main house, trying to leave. Sneaky old lady Pearl pops in front of the van.
Okay, now this is another of those cases.
This is where we lose Daniel
in the horror movie where if he doesn't leave, does she just stand in that spot forever?
Right. Like, I thought that too on this rewatch, but I'm like, nah, she's probably watching the house. She sees him coming over there.
And
she's able to sneak up on these people.
And she can fucking sprint over there?
Yeah, she's been just showing up.
But she's been moving slowly.
She moves slowly on camera.
That's only when the camera is on her. Yes, Kenny, yes. Leslie Vernon. Only it's Pearl.
Look at how quickly
and she's got Crypt Keeper legs.
Yeah, she does. Look at how quickly she got from like the lake back to the house to wait for Maxine earlier.
Well, we don't know how long that took.
I don't know. She fucking moves, man. Grandma's spry.
Yeah.
So then he gets out of the van. And he's like, "What are you doing? Let's get you back into your husband."
And
like
you can see Pearl holding one of her arms is behind her back. Yeah.
Oh,
she gets up, she awkwardly hugs him and gives out a little moan, and then a little back rub like this, and then she does like a little kiss, and he's like,
"Why did you do
it?" And then she's like, "Oh, you don't look at me anymore." She starts to try to undress. He's like, "I don't want to see it," and I'm like, "I don't want to see it either." And then
I just said, "Go on."
Yeah,
go on, movie. Go on. I'm calling your bluff. Go on.
You won't show me old granny titties.
I was wrong.
Won't they? She does a little neck poke. Just one little neck poke.
She penetrates him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the throat.
In the throat.
And then he goes down, and then she gets on him like Seabiscuit.
And she keeps penetrating him.
And then, does a few more stabs, and then we get that very artistic blood sprays onto the headlights.
Oh, which is her climax.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm with you now.
And then we get a little her dancing to some classic, classy music for a classy lady.
What music was that?
I don't remember what the song was.
It was
like some opera-esque.
No. well, I guess in the music that's coming out of the van is Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Seasons don't feel the grannies with hair. They're just gonna poke you in your neck after touching your body, moaning all over you. It's kind of creepy. Don't let them touch you.
They smell like death.
Their hair's falling out.
But you're gonna be like they are if you live a long life.
Which
so
is
maybe
why-
don't judge them.
That's what I'm saying
no,
to
no.
all of us. Look, we're calling them creepy, but really, everything willing, we're gonna hit that stage, yo.
No.
Oh yeah,
No?
Daniel and I will get there
we
eventually.
chuck them into volcanoes.
At a certain point. Yeah, Daniel and I will get there eventually too, bud. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, what Kenny's saying is you're already there, you old fuck. You old saggy ass fuck.
Dick Van Dyke was on The Masked Singer, and he's 97.
That's true. That's
Okay.
true.
I'm pretty sure he's been a robot for 20 years, but
Dick Van Dyke bot. Now we cut back to the house.
He should have played Pearl.
Oh god.
He could do it.
Lorraine realizes RJ's gone and she's walking around like, oh god, I need help. Let's go wake up Wayne. And Wayne is in these great tighties. He's filling out those tighties front and back. I gotta get on Wayne's workout plan to get that booty popping like Wayne does, because that's the bod I need at what did he say he was in his 40s? I need to peak like Wayne did.
I think that's achievable for you.
Yeah, he's got a lot of mass, but he still looks fit.
Mhm.
Maybe I just need better underwear.
that might be it.
That could be it. Something a little more snugglicious. Now, you mentioned
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey. Have you ever seen the movie Killer Joe?
Yeah, with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, and I'm like, you look like a buffer Killer Joe, only with underwear in this scene.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what they're really going for, but that's kind of, I felt like that's what he was channeling without the really slow talking and whatnot. But
So let's say you're in this situation, they come to you and say, I need your help. My boyfriend's missing. I need you to help me find him. You're not gonna go put on pants and shoes and a shirt?
I
ain't got
am,
time for
because
that.
I'm ashamed to be out in public in only my underwear.
No, let's ignore the shame.
Okay.
Right? Tall
Practicality.
grass.
That's true.
Bugs,
I don't want to get beaten
gators.
by mosquitoes,
Yes.
I don't want to get beaten by mosquitoes either.
because they gang up on you, and when
They're real mean.
and when they come up,
Yeah, they're in a gang.
They
Yeah.
they just yell
They got clubs.
horrible things into your ears.
like
You ate a
Yeah.
donut yesterday. That's why this happened.
Lester Day.
This is
Lester
a life of
Day.
sin.
Brought to you by Lamaro.
Lamar.
Amaro.
So Wayne goes out there
How
just in his
dare you make
tighties.
fun of my speech impediments? I have
He ends
I
up
have
in the barn.
undiagnosed issues
I'm diagnosed. Look, old age gets us all.
I can diagnose him.
called sleepiness.
Oh, are you sleepy, buddy? Oh, buddy.
Side note: my daughter woke up at 4 a.m, and here we are.
Why is she
We
not
are.
recording this?
She probably watched it. We get to the barn. Wayne steps on a rusty nail in a board, which, ouch. Some of us have done that. Maybe it wasn't rusty, but I've stepped on a nail before. He
Oh,
yells
God.
at the cow. He goes, "Shut up, cheeseburger. Go wander into traffic." And then he sees some movement through these conveniently spaced holes on the other side of the barn, and he does the thing you don't do in a horror movie where you go look through the holes, and then a pitchfork comes through these perfectly pitchfork spaced holes in the side of the barn,
Penetrating
into his face.
his
Penetration.
eyes.
That's one of those things where it's like, why are there perfectly spaced pitchfork holes in the wall? That's weird.
Oh, that's why.
Are you asking why those would be there?
Yeah.
Because she's probably done that before. Those are probably from a pitchfork, those holes.
No, they were too well rounded out to just be shoved through.
Yeah, but
Those
what
had
did
to be
I say,
drilled.
though?
No, yeah. Howard, go put me some pitchfork spaced holes out in the barn. I'm gonna do some eye poking.
Well,
you know how
90% of this is preparation. Somebody put that board with the nail there.
The cows. The cows
Yeah,
are
the
in
cows
on
are in on it. They're little freaks, too.
it. Lorraine is up in the house and she's asking Howard for help finding RJ, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well go down in the cellar there. There's a flashlight down there." I'm like, don't do a dumb and go in old people's cellar. Everyone listening to this, write that down. That's good advice. Don't go into old people's cellars. She gets down in the cellar. She sees a penis.
Well, she sees
Which
a
is
table.
She
She sees
Yeah.
a bench.
She get
But it's not till she's locked down there that she sees it.
Yeah, she tries to get back upstairs. It's locked. She goes running back down there. She sees a guy hanging there, which is the missing person from the paper at the gas station.
It's also his face is also. So I think it's Jackson, when he wakes up, goes to go drink some milk out of the fridge, and on the milk
It's
carton,
on the milk carton?
there's a missing
That's
person,
what it is,
and he's
yeah.
on there as well. Yeah, and the gentleman is... How is he strung up? It looks like he had something on his neck, but also like something... Were his feet touching the ground?
I don't recall that they were. I just remember being like, okay, he's kind of strung up, and then you just have like dong hanging there. And initially I thought they had brought RJ inside.
Yeah.
I thought so too, but then the face was like, no, the face is wrong.
Yeah, it's like, that's not RJ. Jackson wakes up to go drink some milk in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh yeah, his Kid Cudi senses are tingling again. He's got his energy back. He's like, crazy white people.
Well, he heard the floor creak because Metal Gear Solid Pearl, Metal Gear Pearl.
He comes, he sees Howard outside, and he goes walking there, opens the door, and we get that backup shot, and it's like all poorly lit. And then if you're paying attention, you see that he is...
You see the pendulum swinging?
Yeah, a forearm in between his legs there. It's like, oh, I wonder if that was real, or if it was like a stunt one or a fake one.
I don't want to know. I want the mystery to remain.
Because it was almost comically...
It was
big.
hilarious.
Well, you're wondering why they cast Kid Cudi. That's why.
Yeah, because Big Cudi.
Big Cudi.
He goes to put clothes on to go help Howard look for his wife. And then we
Smart.
get the sneaky, creepy old lady who's sneaky fast, creeping around. And she creeps into the bed with Maxine, and she does some creepy touches. And then we cut back to Howard and Jackson. And Jackson's walking out in the water because he sees the flashlight out there, and he thinks Howard fell in the water. And I'm thinking the gator's going to get him. But then he turns around, and there's Howard, and Howard's like, how dare you entice my wife? Like, I don't think I was trying. And then Howard just pulls the shotgun up, no hesitation. Boom. Down goes Jackson.
You know, I would have thought some marine reflexes would have kicked in to like.
Well, his reflexes are all in a towel drying on the floor.
Yeah, that was hours ago.
How many times do athletes make the excuse, like boxers and fighters, like, well, I got some the night before, that's why I lost? Like, it's more than once. It's a weird
You
thing.
know the
I think
percentage
the number is not 0.
that
It's not 0.
ejaculating lowers your testosterone by
Nope. Go ahead.
Yeah, they say those things.
is very, very. It's like 0.001% or some shit like
But
that. It's
that's for how much you ejaculate. I have
yours is a lot more.
It's actually 30% of my body weight.
It's nothing. Wow, 30% of your body weight.
Kenny
That is,
ejaculates his skeleton, and it has to be put back in him.
Oh god.
Oh, you got to
So
reload it.
We call that Skeleton Saturdays at his house.
Right. So this is the point of the movie where we are quickly starting to off our cast, which is good because we got.
Oh, the
28
cast
minutes to
quickly gets
record.
off. I hear you.
Yeah, everyone's quickly getting off. We get back to the creepy old lady Pearl in bed with Maxine, and my thought here was, well, this scene is definitely fulfilling Ryan's Zelda from Pet Sematary fantasies. He finally gets to see what happened if you get in the bed and get your back twisted all like hers.
So you can never get out of bed again.
Yeah, she's like rubbing her, touching her, and then Maxine starts to like wake up and like groggy, like looking. I love that it takes her a second to be like,
What?
"Oh, what the fuck?"
There's a fucking mummy in bed
I
with
am
me.
so because I think other movies would have played this off where Pearl would have gotten out of the bed before Maxine can actually realize what had happened, and so it would have been more I can't say the word.
Ambivalent?
Ambivalous. Ambivalous.
No.
Ambiguous.
Amphibious is the word. Amphibious.
Ambiguous.
It would have been more amphibious. It would have been more ambiguous or amphibious. You choose one of them. It would have been, but this one, oh yeah, it's just slowly open, huh, and then freak out to chic. There's a mummy in my bed.
This will be the part where we insert the ad break for Ambien. Your co-host Ryan has been taking a lot of Ambien.
I wish they had played it up a little humorous at first, like having like maybe Hungry Eyes playing as the Crypt Keeper is touching Maxine's back, or I don't know, like Danger Zone, something like that would have been fun.
Ooh.
He runs out of there. We cut back to Lorraine back in the house, locked in the basement, but she's found an axe. So I don't think they usually just lock people like free, like not tied up in the basement. He had to improvise because, yeah, there's a lot of tools down there. She comes up. She axes the wrong side of the door. You would axe towards the handle. She axes on the far side.
Well, also, if she had axed the trapdoor to the outside, she would have gotten away.
Yeah, but she's kind of scared and whatnot. She goes back to the old.
These are church mouse moves, man.
Well, I guess she was banging on that door earlier, trying to get out.
Kenny, you've seen Pearl?
Yes.
Is that axe significant in Pearl?
Yeah, well, an axe. It's not that axe.
Okay.
It's a full-size axe. It's due.
This is a hand axe.
I was wondering if that was also like a setup in the prequel.
Yeah, an axe is very important in the prequel.
Okay.
She puts her hand through the door hole that she made. She tries to open it. Then Howard comes over there and beats the shit out of her hand. And that looked painful.
You see the bone.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that was... Yeah, poor hand. And then we jump back, and now we get, what is it? Is this for the old people?
Well, Maxine's screaming, and so Bobby Lynn, is that her name?
Yeah, Bobby Lynn.
Comes to see what the hell's happened.
Maxine's like, this old lady was in my bed touching me.
And he's like, the fuck? That's gross. Go wash. Scrub it off, baby. Scrub it off.
Get the death off of you. If it stays on you, you'll wake up old.
That's true. No one talks about this, but that's true.
I don't wash it off, and I wake up older every single day. It's
Every day.
public service announcement, folks.
I got a note here about an old ass in the moonlight. So I
Yeah.
think we've gotten some.
Because Pearl is standing at the dock in front of the lake.
We didn't say that Pearl took her clothes off
Oh, yeah.
when she got into bed with Maxine.
Nudie.
Yeah.
And then so she nudied walked out of the house. Oh, oops, I'll just be going down to the pond.
Pardon me, coming through.
Just me and my mummy bones.
Then Bobby Lynn goes to confront Pearl, and then
Then she wants to take care of her.
but then Pearl calls her a bitch and slaps her.
Does a little slap.
And then Pearl pushes her into the lake, and then at this point you're like, all right, Scrotum's alligator, I choose you.
Launches. Now,
Rawr.
her death was pretty well foreshadowed, because when she walked out of the strip club at the beginning of the movie, if you recall, on the mural on the side of the strip club was a blonde woman having her undergarments pulled off by a gator.
Oh.
Wow.
Now, I had to look up. There were some other foreshadowing things that I didn't catch, but there is more. I'll talk about that later. I usually say that and then I forget.
No, I'm not going to let you talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, you're not going to let me, huh?
I'm not going to let you.
I'm going to talk to the producer.
All right, go ahead and ask the producer.
So the gator does a chomp.
He didn't fucking ask the producer. I set him up. We were doing a bit, and then he just abandoned it. That's why I'm saying you're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, you're probably right. The gator didn't waste no time with her because, well, he took too long earlier, so he just goes right at it. Maxine's cleaning up, and it's a good little scrubby scrub. And also, this is the part where I'm like, is this all happening before or after Ethan Winters shows up at their house?
Ethan Winters?
Now I'm sorry.
Resident
Evil 7
vibes. Yeah, I'm getting Resident Evil 7 vibes from this location now. The bugs, the creepy old people.
Creepy old
the
people,
murders.
for sure.
Oh, you're right, because in Resident Evil 7, she's all like, oh, kiss me, lover, when she's first possessed. Yep.
Yeah, it's fun. It's
fun. It's good times.
See?
Okay, play Resident Evil 7.
Now, do it. Now, Pearl is back at Howard trying to, get at that again. He wants it. She don't care. Like, but my heart, you'll be fine, Howard. I need it. I need it. So she's, old lady boobs to get off the bed.
Here's once again where I write down, don't make me watch the mummies fuck.
And they do this time, and we get...
I said, don't you dare pull away, camera. Don't you... Buy the ticket. We're taking the mummy ride. Here we go.
It would have been great if there was just a lot of dust flying out.
Yes, Kenny. I wanted dust. Everywhere. I wanted bone powders to be hitting Maxine, coming off the bed.
I would like to point out that perfect timing. My cat left the room during this scene.
Oh, did it go?
Peanut didn't want to see that shit either.
I'm embarrassed.
Nope, I'm out.
It's not embarrassing. It's gross.
Gross. Maxine is underneath the bed because that's where she went and hide. That's a poor hiding place in this part. I don't know if it was the bed creaking or if it was their bones creaking.
A little of column B.
I felt like Maxine was such a go-getter up to this point that she would have got out of there and realized how vulnerable they were and just fucking killed them. But I guess maybe she hasn't realized that they've done murders yet, only that the old lady was creepy in her bed.
That's right.
Fuck me, Howard. Yeah, fuck her, Howard. Come on.
Come on, Howard. This movie wouldn't have happened if you were just fucking her.
Yeah.
Now we know what Mrs. Voorhees had to experience and what Jason Voorhees had to experience every time they stayed under that bed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We finally got their point of view.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Thank you, X.
So,
Thank you.
I don't know
Thank you,
that
X.
fun is the correct word.
that was fun. Everyone had a good time there.
You know,
I
what?
didn't have
I ain't
time.
gonna forget that.
No, you won't. Because you see it every night.
That's because I got a mirror on my ceiling.
What?
Well, that's for optimal lovemaking. Maxine does a sneak out of there. She like army crawls out of the room, gets out of there. She doesn't even need to sneak. She could like stand over him.
Didn't even need a box.
I think Pearl says, I'm a fucking star, which that is big. That's basically the same thing that Maxine has been saying. You know, she's basically saying, like, I'm important.
Yes, I am bigger than my circumstances. I am
Right.
above
And
this,
that is-
above this place, above these people.
That is big. That explains her motivation. She doesn't, we go really big into that into the prequel. Like, that's, yeah. Pearl's the messed up one here. Howard has been just...
He's an enabler.
And he's been enabling her. So she gets out of there. Howard tells Pearl that, I've got one locked up in the basement for you, this one. And Pearl says, no, I don't want that one. This one, Maxine, is special.
Because she doesn't, I don't like blondes.
Yeah, I don't like blondes. And they play that up. Like, all the stuff she's saying here, like, if you go watch Pearl pretty quickly after watching X, you'll be like, oh. So it's fun. Like I said, I have not seen a movie set up its own prequel this well. She goes to help Lorraine, or Maxine hears Lorraine in the house and goes and frees her, right?
Yep.
And you know what, Lorraine? Not very appreciative.
No.
A bit judgy. A bit prudish.
I think she's kind of just at this point blaming everyone else for her being there. How does Lorraine die again?
She runs out the front door and shotgun blast.
Right to the side of the head.
Pearl, oh no, that was Howard doing that shotgun
Howard
blast,
with that
right?
one, yeah.
Then they get in the house, and then there goes Howard's heart.
Well, because Lorraine body does a twitch and startles him, and then down he goes.
And I don't think Pearl cared at this point. She don't give a shit. She's a star. Stop staring at me. Now, Pearl gets a hold of the shotgun, does a shot at Maxine.
Gets
and
thrown 10 feet backwards.
This is like something out of a Quentin Tarantino scene, though.
Yeah.
The way she flies.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. That is, I forgot to mention the fact that Maxine did get the handgun out of the van.
Yeah,
and Maxine tries to shoot, and that gun is empty.
That gun's empty.
I guess Wayne was shooting blanks or shooting empty. You know what I'm saying?
Pearl does the shotgun fly across the yard, and that's when the televangelist is saying, "Now that's what I call divine intervention," or something like that.
And here, Maxine also finishes the quote that the preacher is saying, which is a clue.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that at first.
Which maybe that'll come into play in the third one?
That's what I'm hoping. We're going to see some of Maxine's backstory to make her character make more sense, and then who knows, maybe she does a murder or two. Pearl's laying on the ground. Oh, my hip. Oh, like, I don't fucking care. Like, why would I care about your hip? Gets in the van.
Because it's broken. I'm brittle.
Yeah, whatever.
She gets in the van, and I'm screaming at the TV, back over her head, back over her head.
Sure.
And then she does it.
And it's gooey.
And I go, yeah!
It turns into a jelly, and then she's gone. And then we get back to our opening scene, and the cops are there. They're like, who did this? The cops find the camera, so they're going to have some free porno.
Oh, you don't think they're just going to say, oh, here's Maxine, who's clearly on the film, and yet she's not one of the bodies?
Yeah.
She did it!
Right? She's the only survivor. She's not here anymore.
Good work, Johnson. Classic detective work.
You're a legend.
You're a legend, mate.
Well, would she be found guilty of murder?
Well, no, because she hasn't... Well, look.
If it went to trial...
Yeah.
Because she did do a murder.
Did she?
It's not self-defense at that point.
It was an accident.
What evidence
it's not
would
an
you
accident.
present that
well,
she was...
I don't know.
You can present evidence that the truck backed over that head, but who was driving the
But
truck?
not that she was driving it. Yeah.
And, I mean, you can just say it was Howard, and then Howard later had a heart attack.
Well, you line up the times of death, but they didn't have that ability.
It's 79.
Back then,
They're
right?
measuring body temperatures, and
so she'd probably get away with it, right?
I don't know if the body farm is the thing yet.
It's within minutes of each other. Some of the people die in there. I don't think modern technology
Science
can
ain't
get
that
it down
accurate.
to the exact minute.
I wanted Maxine to slam into a car, not a car, into a cow.
Like a cow. Yeah.
Yes.
The cows were.
I wanted the cows to come home, and that's how this movie was going to end, with just her obliterating the whole thing, just obliterating and blood and guts of a cow. I don't know why I wanted that, but I did. Challenge me, that's not a better ending.
Yeah, that would have been fun, but then we wouldn't have got Maxine later.
Oh, I've got the plot to Maxine. You want to hear it? So she's fleeing from this scene. She does do a crash, but she wakes up in like a den of vampires.
Classic Maxine.
That's a reference to something I don't know, isn't it?
I know. I just think that'd be funny if like it pivoted
she wakes
to like
up in
a
den
supernatural
of
thing.
Vampires.
Yeah, because they're gonna eat her.
A whole bunch of Aculas are gonna come at her.
A bunch of Draculas are gonna.
Fucking
Yeah.
Aculas. So did you guys like this movie?
No.
Yeah, totally hated it. Yes. I like this movie. It was creepy. It was startling. It was, what the hell is happening? I could not get enough of mummy on mummy action. Loved it.
Yeah, great movie. Daniel?
This movie made me realize that I don't like old people. I don't like kids and I don't like old people. So
Okay. I love this movie, but I'm also like a Ty West stan. I'll recommend if you like this movie, check out Pearl. Some people like Pearl better than X. I think I enjoyed X better than Pearl, but Pearl's still good. What's your guys' favorite Ty West movie?
this one.
Yeah? You like this better than The Innkeepers?
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't think you'd say that. Ryan?
House of the Devil, X, Innkeepers.
Yeah, The Sacrament was fun, but yeah, House of the Devil is my favorite as well. X, though, X came in pretty strong. X was giving it to me. Do you guys have anything else you'd recommend other than more Ty West movies? I mean, if you like pornos with your murder films,
I thought you were just gonna say if you like pornos, I would recommend Deep Space 9 Inches. It's classic.
Classic. Well, I was gonna say Deep Murder, but that's a bit more of a comedic horror porno combo. Still a great film though.
More movies with creepy old people.
The Visit.
So, The Visit. I feel like there's more.
Poltergeist 2.
Poltergeist 2. Yeah, that's a good
Electric
one.
Boogaloo.
If you like creepy thin ladies in your bed, check out the original Pet Sematary for some Zelda action. Watch this movie with your parents. Tell them it's okay that they're still doing it.
Yeah. You watch this with your folks. I think you should watch A History of Violence with your folks. What's another good one?
Another good movie? Con Air. Watch Con Air with your folks.
Oh, sure.
Air.
The Rock.
Hey, why does your breath smell like shit? You said he loved me.
Why couldn't you put the
Put
bunny,
the bunny
back in the
down.
box?
Put the bunny down.
IMDb gave this movie 6.6 Kid Cudi penises out of 10. I think they undersold it for me. This is an 8.
More.
I need more Kid Cudi penises. I think, is this the first movie we've done where we actually seen dick?
No.
What did we do that had dick already?
Oh, I don't know. I just wanted to say no. Let me think about it. Let me think about it for about 6 minutes.
I'm sorry, did you just say Lake Flaccid?
Who said that?
I'm pretty sure it was,
Lake Flaccid. Ah!
Well, I guess I'll just put on my little sheer nightgown and take my crinkled bones out to the dock and do my little old-timey sexy dance. Do. Unbutton this one button.
Sexy dance.
Oh, God, the arthritis, it makes it painful to move.
How old do alligators get?
They never die
Not as
until
old
we
as
kill them.
Howard and Pearl.
Well, that's what I'm
this.
wondering, because like they're like dying, like turtles live forever, right? So maybe an alligator maybe they've had this alligator for a while. Maybe
It's
he's
like
part of it.
Placid Gator. He is part of it. Him and the gator and the cows are running the show.
Yeah,
Oh, it's an animal farm?
It's a click-clack-moo situation.
Click clack moo.
A click clack moo.
You heard him.
What is the click clack?
The cows.
The typewriter.
No, the moo is the cows.
The click-clack is the
What
typewriter.
What typewriter?
The crocodiles write into script on a typewriter.
Yeah, it's when they're doing their dancing, Daniel. Haven't you
What
heard
dancing? What are you talking
of
about?
the crocodile rock?
It's not a crocodile.
It's an alligator crocodile. Look, we're not.
We didn't keep it straight during Croc either, okay? I don't know why you're coming at me.
Why are you coming at him? You know he's old.
You know I'm old.
He feels very personally attacked
I'm sorry.
by this movie.
Is it because you want to brush my hair?
Oh, God.
You have graveyard hair.
He'll be lucky if he has any left to be graveyard hair.
You know what? That's gonna be my new favorite insult, Daniel. See that
You
person
have
over there?
graveyard hair.
You got graveyard hair. What does that mean?
And here I go, sneaking up on you like an old person on a farm to let you know that we have a
bonus episode for you next Friday, where we are doing Pearl, the surprise prequel sequel to this masterpiece that we just watched. We totally did this on purpose because you guys have been really great, not because we messed up the schedule. And because we're so perfect, you're going to want to go ahead and, like and subscribe and tell all your friends to do the same. That would just be great. So we will see you next Friday for Pearl.
Well, let's get the old fuck out of here.
Oh.
As always, I've been your star. I'm a star. I've been your almost as big as Kid Cudi's penis, but like me, the entire person, not my penis, host Kenny, because I'm saying his penis is as big as a person because it was huge.
I am your church mouse prude Daniel.
And Ryan has forgotten.
I'm here. I'm Ryan.
No, you gotta say
Ryan.
like a thing. You're like a thing. Then you like say. So here's how this works. You like reference the thing from the movie.
Yeah, he forgets. I'll handle it for you, Ryan. And he's your actual old person, Ryan.
He's forgotten how to do this.
I'm your crypt keeper, Ryan, who just wants to get down. Oh, hey, girl, get down, get down.
Get down, get down, get down.
His heart can take it.
Hey, this old graveyard head hair of mine can take it.
Wait, I'm gonna fuck your hair. What are you saying?
That's the only way the flowers grow.
Oh God, X done gave it to you. Bye bye.